The NBA world is buzzing with rumors about Portland Trail Blazers superstar Damian Lillard. Reports are suggesting that his life is about to take a drastic turn, both on and off the court. But what exactly is going on with the six-time All-Star? From potential trades to personal revelations, this video will explore the latest developments in Damian Lillard's life and what that could mean for his future in the NBA. So buckle up and get ready to dive into the world of one of basketball's brightest stars as we examine what's next for Damian Lillard. The predicament of Damian Lillard is worse than we first believed. His club may bench him for the remainder of the season in addition to missing the play-in round. A great who is fit and experiencing his finest season can be compelled to retire. Yet if he doesn't, the Blazers have again failed to develop a contender. Dame is recognized for her faithfulness, but a significant event is about to occur. The team's strategy is starting to become evident, and Dame's career will shift drastically this offseason. The Blazers will not even reach the play-in round this year, despite their best efforts. They thought that trading for Jeremy Grant or Gary Payton, who seldom played, would help their defense after bringing them in. Under the previous coach, they were rated 29th out of 30, and they are currently 27th. Also, they've dropped the most games with leads of at least 10 points. Consider that. Due to Dame's injury, they bombed the previous season and obtained the 7th overall selection. Despite aiming to win, they might pick higher this year. In addition, Dame is at its best ever level, posting career highs in points, free throw attempts, and efficiency. But will Dame soon make a trading demand? Not after what he said to JJ Redick, of course. He and JJ had a trash discussion over how people saw a trade demand. Someone unable to win a ring joins forces with another celebrity after failing to do so, and when they succeed, their winning strategy is exposed. So the conversation before they go, and they don't win it, huh? And they now seem insane. Dame, here's the point. You're not like the other famous people. Others won't judge you harshly for asking for a deal as they did. Stephen A. Smith, who is so desperate for him to go that he is unable to speak, well, they used to say, "You ought to go." From there, he ought to have left. He ought to have accomplished this years ago. He ought to have quit working there. But he refuses. To be steadfast, yet it's not steadfastness, it's being faithful. A squad like this has never had a contemporary star remain with them. There have been players who were exclusively committed to one side, but Dame is going above and beyond all previous examples. Below is a list of current athletes that have remained loyal to one team. These superstars with no titles are highlighted. You might argue that John Stockton and Reggie Miller are the only two who resemble Dame, but they don't. The distinction is that Dame will be the only participant to never reach a final. Every other celebrity had a real opportunity to win. Around John Stockton and Reggie Miller, the Jazz and Pacers were able to create a contender. We are aware that Utah has defeated the Bulls in back-to-back championships. The Lakers defeated the Pacers in the championship game. Nonetheless, Dame has only reached one conference final and been swept. Since LaMarcus Aldridge in 2015, he hasn't shared a team with an all-star. Is it ignorance or loyalty? Even Dirk, the late career champion, at least advanced to the 2006 championship game. But Dame is not as faithful as he would have you believe. On his Instagram, he has written mysterious things like, "Loyalty has an expiry date," and "How long should I remain devoted?" He stated in an interview, "Oh, this simply isn't going to work. We're not taking home the title. We had successful seasons, but we never triumph. So at this point, I've essentially decided that if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll remain where you are." Even though he used a lot of words, it was clear that he was conflicted, as he should be. Nobody could accuse him. No star has ever remained with a hopeless squad for this long. He and JJ claim that people despise celebrities working together. Dame is not there. At this moment, nobody will be upset that Dame left Portland, but shortly, things will alter drastically. Dame's career will never be the same after this offseason. The Blazers will either complete the biggest deal in club history this summer or dedicate themselves to a rebuild. The Blazers may sign another top player if he decides to leave his club. One superstar might almost ensure that Dame wins. Portland's poor performance this year is fortunate because if they had advanced further, Chicago would have acquired their choice in the Larry Nance deal. Instead, they get to retain the draft selection they have, which has a 9% chance of becoming the first overall. It is now extremely close to the NBA's best odds. Just 14 of the top teams are among the poorest. I'll say it again. the Blazers have a chance to sign Victor Wembanyama that is virtually equal to none. This is a real possibility. The Knicks' draft choice from the Cam Reddish deal is also theirs. In addition, they have a ton of Golden State second-round selections for Gary Payton. Blazers are thus stocked for the summer. Each star who becomes accessible may be captured by them. Finally, the offseason when everything changes has arrived. So who might be that star? The candidates that come to mind realistically are Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal, and maybe Jimmy Butler. Imagine the Sixers being humiliated in the playoffs. I know it seems absurd. In addition to never making it beyond the second round in his career, James Harden is moving to Houston. The Blazers make a Godfather offer for Embiid that includes Anthony Simon, Shaedon Sharpe, the number 2 pick, maybe, and a ton of additional draft selections and trades. Billy will then have to choose between accepting the best offer we will ever get and running it back to secure the 6th seed. It's a difficult decision. Plan B is to bring in elite role players like Anya Obi if they are unable to sign a star this summer. What a lineup! Nurkic, Jeremy Grant, Dame, Simon, and OG. Although Dame would likely be pleased, Plan C calls for Dame to make a discreet approach. He must now approach. Yeah, so the team cannot move him without getting his consent. With how devoted he has been, that would be just too heartless. Where would Dame go, though? Finding a club that has enough assets to trade with while still being a contender is the key to finding the answer to this question. That was the allure of KD coming to Phoenix. They didn't have to trade Devin Booker to get him. The clubs that can do this include Philadelphia or Miami. There have been some speculation that New York wants to make a significant trade. Realistically speaking, I don't believe Dame with the Knicks will be a contender, but the Sixers could move Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and choices in exchange for Dame. The Heat may trade Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, and choices. Due to his contract, Dame won't seek the same premium package as a young superstar since he will ultimately be 36 years old and earning over $60 million. So, the only way New York enters this discussion is if another celebrity decides to go with Dame. This has happened before with the departures of Kawhi and Paul George to the Clippers and KD and Kyrie to the Nets. But the Knicks have the trade assets and salary space necessary to sign 2 players. In a universe where Dame and another star are added, they keep Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. But Jaylen Brown ought to be the other superstar on New York's radar. According to rumors, the Celtics aren't entirely committed to him, thus he isn't fully committed to them. 3 months after Jalen had assisted them in reaching the finals, trade speculations for KD were circulating. There is a potential he will leave Boston if he doesn't make an All-NBA team this season and hence isn't eligible for a Supermax in Boston. This year, everyone is playing their best, including the Kings. I'm not sure what else could be more upsetting to Dame than that. Do you think Damian will leave the Trailblazers this summer? Leave a comment below with your thoughts and predictions. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. See you at the next one.